have Dairy Made. They process organic milk into plain yogurt. Dairy Made sells plain yogurt to hospitals, nursing homes, and restaurants in bulk, 1-gallon containers. Each batch, processed at a cost of $800, yields 500 gallons of plain yogurt. Dairy Made sells the 1-gallon tubs for $6 each and spends 10 cents for each plastic tub. Dairy Made has recently begun to reconsider its strategy. Dairy Made wonders if it would be more profitable to sell individual-sized portions of fruited organic yogurt at local food stores. Dairy Made could further process each batch of plain yogurt into 10,667 individual portions, which are 3/4 cups each, of fruited yogurt. A recent market analysis indicates that demand for the product does exist. Dairy Made would sell each individual portion for 50 cents. Packaging would cost 8 cents per portion, and fruit would cost 10 cents per portion. And we know that fixed costs would not change. So press pause on your player now. Attempt this problem. Show me an incremental analysis. So which would be better? Should we sell the product as is in our gallon containers, or should we process it further and do the individual sized portions? Okay, so our question here is, should Dairy Made continue to sell only the gallon size plain yogurt, sell as is, or convert the plain yogurt into individual sized portions of fruited yogurt? The process further decision, and why. So if we set up an incremental analysis here for our decision-making process, we have the sales revenue per unit of a gallon to be $6, the individual to be 50 cents. And then we take out our costs that are involved. The packaging cost for the gallon size is 10 cents, but there's no fruit cost for the gallon. So our net benefit per unit is $5.90. Our number of units per batch, we could produce 500 per batch. So our net benefit per batch for gallons is $2,950. For the individual size, again, sales revenue per unit was 50 cents, but we had two costs involved. We had packaging cost per unit and fruit cost per unit for a total of 18 cents. So our net benefit per unit for individual is 32 cents. But we could produce 10,667 units per batch. You multiply that times your net benefit per unit, you get $3,413 to be your net benefit per batch. So the decision here, since the net benefit for individual exceeds the net benefit of gallon, the decision here is to process further into individual size portions.